You can hate it or love it, but Caitlin Clark has single-handedly helped you young ladies bring proposals to the table. She has single-handedly lifted the boats. She has single-handedly garnered y'all charter flights, for God's sake, within 2 weeks of her being drafted. And just to see the way the WNBA players, WNBA owners, even certain owners coming out, we all remember that, speaking out about Caitlin Clark in a negative light. Different people like the commissioner, Kathy Engelberg, pretty much telling Caitlin Clark that if it wasn't for the league, she wouldn't have her platform, not knowing that Caitlin came in the game with everything she needed to be successful. She actually did y'all a favor, but let's finish listening.
Stop everything you are doing right now. Turn off the television, close every other tab on your browser, silence your phone, and lock the door, because what we are about to discuss is not just a sports story, it is a cultural earthquake that has hit the WNBA with the force of 1,000 nuclear warheads. If you thought the NBC deal for Caitlin Clark was just a happy, feel-good moment for women's basketball, you are living in a fantasy world. The reality, the dark, unfiltered reality that is currently unfolding behind the closed doors of the WNBA, is a story of absolute, unadulterated chaos. We are receiving explosive reports from deep within the league's inner circle that the player group chats are currently a war zone. The announcement that Caitlin Clark will be joining NBC Universal, not just as a contributor, but as a global face of their sports coverage, hasn't just ruffled feathers, it has set the entire hierarchy of the league on fire. While the public statements on Twitter are all congratulations and so happy for her and great for the game, the reality behind the scenes is being described as a toxic cocktail of jealousy, rage, and a sense of betrayal that is threatening to tear the fabric of the league apart before the next season even begins. The WNBA players are exploding because they just realized that the rookie they tried to haze last year, the rookie they tried to physically bully into submission, has officially become bigger than the league itself, and there is absolutely nothing they can do about it. To truly understand why the locker rooms are seething, you have to look at the specific figures who are most affected by this, and we need to talk about Angel Reese and Angel Wilson, because this news lands on their doorsteps with a very different, very heavy weight. Let's start with Angel Reese, because the dynamic there is personal, it is public, and it is intense. For the last 2 years, the media has tried to sell us on a Magic versus Bird rivalry. They tried to tell us that Caitlin and Angel are two sides of the same coin, that they are peers, that they are equals pushing the game forward together. But this NBC deal, it obliterates that narrative. It kills the rivalry commercially. Angel Reese has done an incredible job building her brand. She has the podcast, she has the endorsements, she has the social media clout, but Caitlin Clark just skipped the podcast circuit and bought the network. There is a massive difference between having a show on a platform and being the platform. Sources close to the situation suggest that for Angel Reese's camp, this is a nightmare scenario. They have been positioning Angel as the cultural face of the league, the one who understands the lifestyle and the fashion. But now Caitlin Clark is going to be sitting in a studio with Mike Tirico, covering the Olympics, covering the NFL, she is crossing over into a stratosphere of fame that Angel Reese, for all her success, simply hasn't touched yet. The frustration in the Reese camp must be palpable, because they are realizing that no matter how many rebounds she grabs, no matter how many viral moments she creates, the corporate machine of America has chosen its queen. It creates a feeling of being left behind. Imagine the tension next season when Angel Reese walks onto the court. She isn't just playing against a rival point guard anymore. She is playing against a woman who is effectively a media mogul. It shifts the power dynamic from competitor versus competitor to employer, and that is a bitter pill to swallow for someone as competitive and ambitious as Angel Reese.
.com, and it looked like in the 3 million range or whatever, the network, but I don't know if that was actually broken up or the average overall. Point being, the first 2 games of its Sunday night basketball franchise and the doubleheader delivered record-setting viewership. The first game between the Lakers and the Knicks averaged 4.5 million viewers across NBC and Telemundo, making it the most watched Sunday night regular season game since 2002, excluding Christmas Day. So they haven't had many games in that slot, as you see, hasn't had a regularly scheduled thing. So that's sort of deceiving.
And then we have to talk about the Angel Wilson factor, because this is where the anger turns into a feeling of deep, systemic disrespect. Angel Wilson is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best basketball player on the planet right now. She is the MVP. She is the champion. She has carried this league on her back for years. She has done everything right. She has played the game the right way. She has been a leader. She has been a spokesperson. And yet, she looks at her phone and sees that a player who hasn't even finished 2 full seasons, a player who hasn't won a ring, is signing a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal to be the face of NBC Sports. For Angel Wilson, this has to feel like a slap in the face. We already saw the frustration last year with the shoe deal delays, with the feeling that she wasn't getting the marketing push she earned. Now this NBC deal confirms her worst fears, that the market values Caitlin Clark's potential more than it values Angel Wilson's proven dominant. We are hearing whispers from veterans around the league who are rallying behind Angel, asking, why isn't Angel covering the Olympics? Why isn't Angel the one breaking down NBA games on Sunday night? The sentiment is that the old guard, the women who built the foundation so Caitlin could stand on it, are being erased from the narrative. They feel like they are becoming background dancers in the Caitlin Clark show. Angel Wilson is a professional, and she will likely say all the right things publicly, but privately, it has to burn. It has to burn to know that you are the queen of the court. But the rookie is the queen of the commerce. This creates a divide that is going to be impossible to ignore when the Fever play the Aces next season. It won't just be a basketball game, it will be a statement game. Angel Wilson will want to remind the world and NBC executives exactly who runs this league. But the explosion among the players goes beyond just Angel and Aja. It permeates every roster from New York to Los Angeles. It's about the Trojan horse fear. By signing with NBC, Caitlin Clark has essentially become the media. She is now a colleague of the people who vote for awards. She is a colleague of the people who set the narratives. This terrifies the other players. Imagine the scenario. Angel Reese has a bad game, or Angel Wilson misses a game-winning shot the very next day, or that Sunday night. Caitlin Clark could be on national television in front of 20 million people analyzing that failure. She controls the microphone. She controls the story. This gives her a level of power that no active athlete has ever really had in the middle of their career. The other players know they have lost control. If a player fouls Caitlin too hard next season, Caitlin doesn't have to complain to the referee or post a cryptic tweet. She can just mention it on basketball night in America, and the entire country will turn against that player. The dynamic has shifted from peer versus peer to talent versus the institution. The other players feel like they are walking on eggshells now because Caitlin can end a reputation with a single sentence on a broadcast. There is also the financial resentment, which cannot be overstated. We are in the middle of a vicious labor battle. The WNBA players are opting out of the CBA. They are fighting for better pay, better travel, pregnancy benefits, and pension plans. They are grinding their bodies into dust, playing in Turkey, in China, in the Euro League during the off-season, just to make ends meet. They are missing holidays with their families to chase checks overseas, and in the middle of this struggle, Caitlin Clark signs a deal that reportedly pays her more in 1 year than most of the top veterans have made in their entire careers combined. And she doesn't even have to leave the country. She gets to stay in America, sit in a comfortable studio, and talk. The word being thrown around in private texts is disrespect, but it's also envy. It's the feeling of, why is it so easy? They feel that she is being handed the keys to the kingdom while they built the castle brick by brick for 20 years with blood and sweat. It creates a class system within the league. You have the haves, Caitlin, and the have-nots, everyone else. How do you build solidarity for a union strike when one member of the union is making NBC money and doesn't need the WNBA salary to survive? It weakens the player's bargaining position because Caitlin is insulated from the financial pain of a lockout. We are also hearing about a massive conflict of interest debate raging in the player circles. The veterans are reportedly furious that the Fever organization and the league are allowing this. They are asking serious questions. Is she a part-time player now? Does she get to skip practice to go interview Steph Curry? Is she going to miss media availability with the Fever because she has a production meeting with NBC? They feel it makes a mockery of the professional standard of the league. They want to know if Caitlin is committed to winning a WNBA championship or if the WNBA is just her side hustle now. This narrative is going to be the fuel for every hard foul and every trash-talking moment next season. Every time Caitlin misses a shot, every time she turns the ball over, the bench is going to scream, "Go back to the studio, go back to NBC." The target on her back just got 10 times bigger, and it's painted in neon NBC colors. And let's go back to the Angel Reese dynamic for a second, because this is where the culture war aspect of the WNBA comes into play. Angel represents a very specific demographic and style of play that is unapologetic and raw. Caitlin represents a different demographic. This NBC deal reinforces the feeling among some players that corporate America is safer with Caitlin, that they are elevating her because she fits a certain mold. This reignites all the uncomfortable conversations about race, privilege, and marketability that dominated the headlines last year. Players like Angel Reese and Angel Wilson, who have been unapologetically themselves, feel like there is a glass ceiling for them that doesn't exist for Caitlin. They see Caitlin getting the Tom Brady treatment before she has the Tom Brady rings. This breeds a level of resentment that is visceral. It's not just about basketball anymore, it's about validation. It's about who gets to be the hero of the story. The player leadership, the union reps, the icons like Breanna Stewart and Nneka Ogwumike are scrambling to figure out how to handle this. They know that publicly attacking Caitlin is suicide. The fans love her. The sponsors love her. The ratings depend on her. If the players come out and say, "We hate this deal," they look bitter, petty, and ungrateful for the attention she brings. So they are forced to smile through gritted teeth. They are forced to like the Instagram post, which only makes the private anger hotter. They are trapped in a prison of their own making. Caitlin Clark has checkmated the entire roster. She has proven that she is the only player in history who doesn't need the WNBA to survive. If the WNBA folded tomorrow, Caitlin Clark would still be rich, famous, and on TV every Sunday. Can Angel Reese say that? Can Angel Wilson say that? Maybe, but not to the same extent. And that disparity is what is causing the explosion. So, the question is, how does this affect the locker room when the season starts? Can you really build chemistry when one player is flying private to cover the Olympics, while the rest of the team is flying commercial to a game? Can you build a league when the face of the league is also the voice of the media? The divide is real. The WNBA players are exploding because they are watching the hierarchy of power crumble in real time. Caitlin Clark isn't just the face of the league anymore. She is the face of American sports, and the rest of the WNBA is just living in her world. We are about to see a season defined not by basketball, but by a rebellion against the new queen. Angel Wilson is going to play with a vengeance we have never seen. Angel Reese is going to double down on her villain arc. And Caitlin Clark, she's going to smile, wave, and then go talk about it on national television. I need to know your take on this specific reaction from Ija and Angel. Is Ija Wilson right to feel disrespected given her accolades? Is Angel Reese's rivalry with Caitlin officially dead now that Caitlin has ascended to the media elite? Or are they just bitter that they didn't have the star power to pull off a move like this themselves? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the war between Caitlin Clark and the WNBA establishment has just entered a completely new, dangerous phase, and it is going to be ugly, personal, and absolutely unmissable. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because we will be tracking every subplot of this drama as it unfolds. The WNBA will never be the same again.